Our next speaker is Dr Gillian Spencer, who's travelled here from Queensland today. She is a senior staff psychiatrist at the Queensland Children's Hospital. She has been stood down from clinical practice due to an accusation of transphobia. Dr Spencer spoke publicly at the Let Women Speak rally in Canberra on the ubiquitous focus on radical gender theory that is throughout our society and its impact on children. So welcome to Gillian. Thank you.
Thanks so much to Holly for explaining those sort of situations that I have a lot of familiarity with. And the information that Kath has kindly said about me is from the public record and hasn't come from me. Excuse me. After doing 5 years of training in psychiatry, I qualified as a child and adolescent psychiatrist in 2009. And I have no religious or political affiliations. I think it's a really hard situation for child and adolescent psychiatrists at the moment, and for any mental health clinicians who work with children, because there's a lot of organisational and social pressure to affirm children. But when we stop to look at the evidence base behind the affirmation model, we find that the studies have major flaws and they don't show sufficient benefit to outweigh the risks and the harms. The medications used, puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, are being prescribed by doctors off-label so that no drug company has had to prove to the regulators that these treatments provide benefits that outweigh the risks and the harms. I would say that the vast majority of child and adolescent psychiatrists hold very serious concerns about the affirmation model, but to speak up in the current climate, or even to take a more cautious clinical approach, puts their employment at risk, their APRA registration is at risk, and they fear criminal sanctions under the conversion therapy laws in some states. I think it is only a very small group of doctors who believe in the affirmation model, but they are supported by a very vocal social movement. Gender medicine has taken child and adolescent psychiatrists by surprise and has put us on the back foot. Previously, our discipline always took a developmental approach, which means that the years of childhood and adolescence were understood to be a period of incredible growth and change. We didn't label children with long-term conditions, such as personality disorders, because we knew that a lot of conditions would ease with maturity. And indeed, the 11 studies that were conducted before the affirmation model was in use, when they used a watchful waiting approach, found that 60 to 90% of children with gender dysphoria became comfortable in their own bodies with maturity. I assure you that this is not part of a culture war. This is a really serious child protection issue. We entered our field to try to assist children to thrive, but the gender clinics have been set up and psychiatrists are being forced to affirm the social transition of all children and go along with the idea that puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones will lead to benefit. We are not being allowed any professional discretion as to whether that is the right approach. It is incredibly distressing to be forced into harming other people's children or otherwise face potential loss of one's career, livelihood, or to be cast out of the workplace, as has happened to me. But this is too important, so I will not be silenced, and I wish to call for an urgent federal inquiry into the model of care for the treatment of children with gender dysphoria.
Yes.